Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode, the second ever episode of the JMPRO2K podcast here on IGTV exclusive. This is the first episode after the premiere supercard of JMPRO2K Season 4. And for our guests this week, we have none other than two members of the Dragon's Lair, both making their appearance. Even one of them wasn't even supposed to appear. He showed up, making their appearance on the lottery draft. You can catch that on YouTube. It is still live. But first, I'm going to announce them one by one. The current New England champion here in Jam Pro, none other than Crimson Black. How you doing, Crimson?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. And then the next man that shocked the world this past Saturday night, showing up very unexpectedly, we have the Dragon's Lair Dragon King, Chris Malenko. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good, man. Just a reminder, when you're talking about JM Pro, you can refer to it as my kingdom, because that's okay. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
All right, I'm not gonna get in an argument with you about it, but last I checked, my name was on the deed, but whatever, semantics,
You just happen to run the house, but the kingdom is mine.
Oh,
okay.
All right, glad you clarified that for me.
Not just yours, it's ours. As I am.
It's our
the
kingdom.
champions.
Our kingdom. Thank you for correcting me on that, Crimson. Appreciate that, bud.
As long as we're sold out every night, I'm okay. So it's all good.
Hey, don't gotta worry about that. Donnie's not a box office attraction. That's me. And
It's a Dragon's Lair here.
And we're
It's always going to be sold out.
And we're gonna get into that. Obviously, this is a second straight episode of the podcast. Donnie is not on. He will eventually be a weekly feature here, but I didn't think it was a great idea to have the two of you share a studio with him. And there's a lot of reasons why. In case anyone doesn't know,
one of them being I'm gonna need his smirk straight off of his face the next time I see him in person. He wants to run his mouth to me. Trust and believe that.
For those of you that don't know, if you don't watch DCW, another great product out there in the community, it was actually what would you say, Crimson? It was like almost a month ago. You two faced off also in a fatal four-way with the Outcast and
Christian Maniac.
Yep. And you ended up becoming DCW World Champion by pinning Donnie. And I heard that you guys had a big exchange of words in the locker room after that. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Honestly, going into that match, it was probably my main focus was Maniac and Outcast, but it didn't quite go as the way it all happened. But after the match, being backstage, listening to Donnie's excuses over and over, the DCW owner decided to put us in a singles match the next following week. And of course, Donnie making excuses of all this and that, and then saying he's going to beat me, all this, how he's a box office. Come that match, same result in the Fatal 4-Way happened, and now he is 0-2 and pinfalls over me. Is still making excuses.
And I got to ask, just from a professional aspect now, with all that going on between you, the tension between you two and DCW, now JMPRO2K is back, Season 4 is underway. Is there any type of worry in your mind with having Donnie be not just the EVP of the company, but also in charge of the Showdown roster that you were just drafted to?
No, there's no worry. As with me being the New England champion, it's obviously I'm always going to be a fighting champion. I told you this past week that, and I'm going to continue by that. But if Donnie gets in my way, he will fall. again until he is out of my way for good.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the end of Showdown. It was Hannibal, which was the last actual who we thought was the last pick. I'm sorry. He went 1-on-1 against the current JMPRO world champion, J Omega. And at the very end of the match, Chris, no one knew you were coming. No one knew you were there. No one even thought you'd get drafted. And your name comes out of the hat, and then you end up becoming the very last draft pick for Friday Night Live. I mean, how'd you feel?
First of all, since where and when did we decide that all of these Fathers of Fear members were going to hold titles in JM Pro? I want to ask that question first, and secondly, how did I feel? Fantastic, of course. Listen, I dealt with a whole bunch of crap last season with Donnie and me trying to like fight my way and earn respect and all that. I ain't even worried about that this time around. I have one goal in mind, and that is ripping that championship away from the false and insecure, I might add, Fathers of Fear member J Omega, and becoming JM Pro World Champion. I don't care who you got to put me through, JM, but note, when that day comes, I'm going to be champ. And there ain't nothing nobody can say to me about it after that, because I've proven my point. I've made it known. I've been saying it now for a while, that if you're not Dragon's Lair now, you're a target, period. And if you have a championship, and it's a championship that we want in order to solidify our dynasty here in this business, then by all means, J Omega, you have something in mind. You're an impotent ruler. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. You might look good on paper, but when it comes time to deliver, you might have beaten Hannibal. You and I have gone back and forth before, and yeah, you got a couple wins off of me. Whatever. But at the end of the day, you can't live up to me, and you know that. And that bothers you. I can see it in your face. So, when the time comes, Jay, I'm going to expose that, and I'm going to take that title from you. Trust and believe that.
So, another thing I was curious about, because I did not know when we were on the air, and obviously, like you could tell by my reaction, I was shocked that you showed up. But was that the first time you and Jay have been in a ring together since he's left the Dragon's Lair?
Oh yeah, first time we've even talked since he left. A lot of things happened. The same shit that happened with the last call, and we're not even going to touch that subject right now. It's the same thing. I bring these dudes in, I put them underneath of my wing, and then what do? They turn around and they want to try and blame me when shit don't go their way? That's not how this is working here. I do nothing but try and lift my brothers and sisters in Dragon's Lair. I do it all the time. Look at Crimson. Like a fucking god, bro. Holding New England Championship gold, DCW, World Heavyweight gold, golden companies that really don't matter up until this point anyway. Like, Crimson is the prodigy of what should be from Dragon's Lair. And then we got Shane, who unfortunately couldn't be here. There were some traveling issues. So, Shane's Twitch champion. He just regained the Twitch championship.
Not only is he the first ever Twitch champion in JMPRO history, now he's the first ever two-time. First
ever two-time. So you can put that in the history books. But Shane, too, like, I lift my members up. I don't drag them down. This shit just ain't about me. I don't want anybody to get that twisted, like how Donnie has that shit twisted. Donnie and Diego and John Martin Sr. and J Omega and all of them, they all want to run their mouth and say, oh, Dragon's Lair, and formerly known as Red Dragon Yakuza, is just all about all about Malenko. He doesn't care about any of the members, when they know that's utter complete bullshit, and I'm calling them out on their bullshit now. If it wasn't for me, Diego would have never been UVWA Dojo champion because I handed everything to him on a silver platter. John Martin Sr. wouldn't have been king of the deathmatch because I handed him that tournament on a silver platter along with the championship on a silver platter. And it's the same thing with the rest of my guys. They get an opportunity. They fight for that opportunity, and then I just line them up and let them go ahead and knock it fall over. Because championships aren't but just a random enemy to us. Like, we don't care about belts, but when we hold all the gold, we want y'all to know that they're not going off of our waist. It's going to take more than just a simple match to take that shit away from us. We're going to fight to the death for our championship gold.
So it's safe to say you have nothing else on your agenda, JM Pro, for right now. Then it's J Omega, it's the World Championship, and that's like your main priority here.
That is my only priority right now, is J Omega. But anybody else that wants to step in my path and give me a once for, hey, by all means, you can get these hands, but it's not going to end very well for you.
All right. Well, we'll move on to back to Crimson real quick. Crimson, you had an interesting week going into Saturday's show. You were originally booked against Jaden Ramirez. Obviously, we had some creative differences there, and we had to change the matchup. So, what were you thinking when you're in the back, you're waiting to walk out, and Gabriel Gates just steps in front of you to go out to be your opponent?
Tough question there. Tough question. Nah, honestly, when you first told me and I first seen about JJ and all that happening, I was confused. I didn't know who I was going to be competing against. I didn't know who I was going to be putting my championship on the line against. Seeing Gates put a little bit of a teensy tiny bit of fear into me for a little bit, but that immediately went away as soon as my music hit and I walked through those curtains. Because some people may not know this because they probably don't watch any other show, but I've beat Gates before. This past Saturday, I beat him again. It took everything I had to do it, but it happened, and I'm still New England champion.
And I just want to interrupt you real quick on that, just because it hasn't been official. Me and Donnie and the rest of the staff are going to work on this, but we're going to do the first time ever. We're going to do weekly awards. So we have 2 nomination matches for match of the week for that week. And I'm just letting you know, you and Gates put on a burner. So that's definitely going to be a nominee for that category, just so you know.
Appreciate it. That's what happens when the Orochi steps in the ring and kills it.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. Just in case anyone that is listening to this for the first time and is not already doing this, make sure you follow the JMPRO2K Instagram page. We're right here. We're going to be doing this podcast every other week. We do shows on YouTube and Twitch every other week. Also debuting this week is the first ever episode of JMPRO High Spot, our all cruiserweight brand, and you can catch that also exclusively to IGTV. It'll be right here on Thursday this week. So make sure you want to catch that. But getting back to the Dragon's Lair here, joining us, second episode, first time guests here of the show. So going right into it, I mean, all in all, the lottery draft definitely, Dragon's Lair put their stamp on the night. You saw, like you said, Shane Frost, first ever 2-time Twitch champion now, regains his title. Crimson, you successfully defend your title against Gabriel Gates, and then Chris Malenko with the shock of the night at the end of the show, just showing up out of nowhere, becoming the 12th pick for Friday Night Live. So, I mean, you guys left a hell of a statement on last season, so is it just safe to say nothing's changed from last year, just the cast.
No, but there's been a lot of things that have changed. Listen, when we go through our changes for us, everything changes. It's not just a logo and a name. Our demeanor changes, our mindset changes. Like we're more hungry this season than I think that we have ever been. I mean, Crimson, if you want to go ahead and speak your 2 cents on that.
Well, before he does, like, I mean, do you guys have a chip on your shoulder because of the fact of the cast change? I mean, anyone that's been paying attention to you guys from last season to the off season of JM Pro, the other promotions you guys work, and now, I mean, you know, you guys have lost names, a bunch of names. You went from having, what was it, Seth Schmidt, you had Maniac Martin, now John Martin Sr.,
Whack.
And then Diego Riley. Are you confident with just keeping it moving without those men?
I'm going to go ahead and speak on this before Chris does, but who is Seth Schmidt without RDY? Who was he? Honestly. John Martin Sr., he's just another Diego who wants to be up Donnie's ass. This isn't something we've had to deal with for the first time. We've been dealing with it for as long as I can remember now. JM Pro, DCW, wherever Dragon Lairs go, we run the business. It's not just about who's in the stable and who leaves. No matter who comes and goes, it's always going to be the same result. We run the business and ain't no one stopping us.
Period. It ain't happening. I'm so sick and tired of hearing and seeing all the rest of these factions out here that think that they got an eye out all the time and think they got one up on everybody. Like, look through the history books. Look at what I've done. Look at what Crimson's done. Look at what Shane's done. Look at what we've done as a collective. Everybody that came and gone are nothing but a footnote in our history path. Where we sit right now, ain't no stable or faction can touch us. Nobody can live up to the standard that we put out. And that's fact. This is our kingdom. Nobody else's.
Well, there you go, folks.
Exactly.
There you go, folks. You heard it here first. Dragon's Lair is here to continue their domination. And if, you know, Chris Malenko, if you beat Jay for that world title, if you get that opportunity, and Crimson and Shane still have their titles, you guys would pretty much be running the show.
There is no if. It's a when. It's a when I get that opportunity, when I rip that championship away from Jay. There is no if. Don't disrespect me like that.
Ifs do not belong in our vocabulary ever.
No, it's a when. It's never an if.
It's a when and where.
Yup.
All right. So we already know where you guys have came from. We already know your goals for this season. I mean, honestly, at this point, it just makes me wonder. I mean, do you guys ever get sick of this? I mean, you guys have continuously just dominated everywhere you went, and you're continuously doing it. Do you guys ever lose that hunger? Do you guys ever lose that drive?
Absolutely not. What kind of question is that?
I
no,
know
we
our
don't lose the hunger.
Our hunger doesn't lower at all. No matter where we go, no matter who we beat, it doesn't matter. We can face someone like 3 times, and we can be set to face them again. It doesn't matter. Our hunger grows because we just want to prove that we're better than every single person we face.
And normally when we step into a ring, we prove that. There
Exactly.
is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like, listen, I know you got a hard time, Jam, sitting behind a commentary desk, trying to book out all the matches, make sure that all of us are fed, have good catering backstage or whatever. bro, the only people that you need to mainly invest your time and sense in and mainly book to make your show better is Dragon's Lair.
The real box office attraction.
Period.
All right. With all that being said, do you guys have any specific people outside of like what you've already done? Any specific people in JMPRO you'd want to work with? Obviously,
You can go first on that.
Yeah. Honestly, right now, no one on Saturday nights matches up to my level in that ring. There's one man that isn't on either show right now that I am very, very, very familiar with. I mean, he can come to Saturdays, he can come to me face to face, but this is right now an exclusive call out. Outcast, when you're ready, bring your ass to the Hiroshi's house, cause I'ma kick it.
well, that's interesting. Speaking of Outcast, he came out with a very interesting press conference after the JMPRO show. He was very upset that he was very upset that he wasn't booked and wasn't drafted this year. So we tried to contact him to resolve the situation, contact him, but he's not answering calls. So really, when it comes down to the Outcast, I'm not really sure what if that's possible, Crimson, just because he's not under contract. So,
Well, right now, if he ever hears this, listen closely. I want you, Outcast. We've never faced. We've been in the same family before. Bring your ass to Saturday Night Showdown.
all right, moving on to Chris. Chris, you already got your eyes on Jay. I get that, but if you had to see past Jay, was there anyone on Friday Night Live that you would want to work with right now?
My thing isn't who, because there's nobody on my level on Fridays. Like nobody can hold my crown, bro. It ain't happening.
I'm guessing.
But-
I'm guessing the exception is Shane, because just remember, you guys are on the same show.
Well. Besides Shane, obviously, I'm not talking about my Dragon's Lair brethren. Come on now. No, there isn't anybody on JMPRO that I want to work with. I'm waiting. Listen, there's two things in this business that people need to learn. The only way for you to get a fight is if you step up to the plate. I've stepped up to the plate to the majority of the people on this roster and other companies and other organizations, and I've whooped ass. The majority of them have fallen to me, besides Shane. So, my question to you is who on your roster do you think can even come close to stepping to me? And I might have an answer for you.
I mean, do you want me to run through the roster for you and just say you?
I mean, we can do a short list.
I mean, so for singles competitors on the Friday night roster, the way it's looking, we only got a few names. We got besides
who you got?
Besides you and Shane, anyway, it makes the list shorter. But
right.
yeah, there's the JMPRO original Colin.
Garbage. Move on.
There was the debut of Cameron Wolf.
Kid's got potential, but I don't see him being anywhere remotely close to ready to fight me yet.
And then a man that you know very well that was just defeated by your buddy here, Crimson, Gabriel Gates. So that'd be an interesting match.
I've been waiting to get my hands on Gates for a very long time.
So there's
long time.
There's a setup for a future bout, maybe.
Maybe.
But then another interesting dynamic too. We did draft Reboot, and there's a man on that team that you know very well.
Write them down later.
Who?
Seth Schmidt. He's on Reboot.
That
He got drafted.
garbage.
He got drafted a Friday night.
Garbage. What kind? Wait a minute. Can we talk about Seth for a moment? Because I feel that I need to speak on something about Seth real quick. Seth, let me explain something to you, fam. We've known each other for an ill minute, very, very long time. You were in the Yakuza with me when we first started out and everything else like that. And then what did you do? You ghosted me. You disappeared on me. And then you wanted to come back. So I brought you back. All right, cool. And then what happened? You turned into a dick, pompous ass. You wanted to have your ego inflate and end up feeding this wanting everything and more persona that you got going on. And then what happened? I put you in your place and you left again. So, Seth, here's my open challenge to you. You want some? Come get some. My door is open to anybody. I don't care who it is. It could be Seth Schmidt. It could be Gabriel Gates. Outcast could sign a contract tomorrow and come knock on my door, and I'm going to answer it. And I'm going to give him the same business that I gave him before. It could be anybody. That Cameron Wolf dude, whoever the fuck that dude is. Shit, it could be fucking Zach Young. I don't care who it is. All I care about is two things. That's whooping motherfucking ass and getting paid. And if it ain't got a paycheck, dollar signs attached to it, I don't want none. So somebody's got to give me a good fight and the money's got to match, or else it ain't happening, Captain.
All right. Nothing much more you can say there. Yeah, exactly. Not much you can.
Well, shit.
Not much more you can say there. Definitely. So yeah, we're coming to the end here, fellas. I really don't got too much more for you. Is there anything that you guys wanted to touch on before we head out?
Yeah, one thing. Jay, I told you, better show up in 2 weeks. Next week, because we count down the days, my friend. If I don't see you, I'm going to come look for you. And you don't want that love. I'm telling you that right now. Show up, or I'm going to find you. You don't want me to.
All right. Crimson, anything else you want to say?
Sorry, I was looking at my beautiful, well, it's not beautiful because it says New England, but my amazing championship right now. Anyway, anyone on Saturday Night Showdown, if you run up, you can get done up, because Crimson Black wants all the smoke.
There you go. You heard it here on the JMPRO2K podcast. This is episode 2. I'd like to thank our guests here, the Dragon's Lair, or 2 members of the Dragon's Lair. Unfortunately, Shane Frost couldn't join us tonight. But thank you, Chris Malenko. Do you have any social media, anything you want to tag out there real quick?
First things first, you want to go ahead and follow me on my page. It's at Strange Dabs, STRANGEDABZ on Instagram. And then you want to follow my clothing company that I just started up, which I'm surprised you ain't asked me about. That's Bloodbath Cult, BL2XDBATHCVLT2K. Bloodbath Cult on Instagram.
Nice. And another thank you to Crimson Black for joining us, the current JMPRO2K New England champion.
That needs to be changed to Green Bay champion. But we'll talk about that later.
Listen, I've already had numerous arguments with Donnie since we retired the Jersey title, and he wanted to rename the New England title, and we're not doing it. So that's we're gonna end that conversation right there. So the belt's staying that way, just because that's where this company was born and raised from. So sorry, got to deal with the name, buddy.
Fucking trash ass New Jersey. Thank God you. I'd be fucking well off with New England over fucking New Jersey. Trash ass New Jersey.
It's fine. It's on my waist.
It has sentimental value to me. Sorry. So
no, you're good.
So Crimson, be proud, New Jersey. So no matter what, you can always know one thing: that belt does mean a lot to me. It's why that's why I wanted to develop it. It's why it's out there. So it is.
Ever since I became the first champion, it's meant a lot to me.
And it's gonna be
and first 2-time.
And it's going to be a staple title over there on Saturday Night Showdown, obviously, since the world title is dual branded. So there you go. You can catch Crimson Black in the New England Championship exclusively on Saturday Night Showdown. Our next episodes of Friday Night Live and Saturday Night Showdown is not this weekend. It is the following weekend. So that will be February 14th, Friday Night Live. February 15th, that'll be Saturday Night Showdown. You can catch us on YouTube. Just search JMPRO2K. You'll get our channel. Make sure you subscribe, turn the notifications on, all that good stuff. All right, Crimson, real quick, do you want to throw any tags out there social media wise?
You can follow me on my Instagram page. It's Crimson2_Black. And then if you want, you can follow me at my company's page on Instagram. It's BWF_2K_.
There you go. All right, guys, thank you for joining us here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. It is February 3rd, a Monday. This Thursday, which is the 6th, make sure you come right back here to IGTV and check out the debut episode of JM Pro High Spot. Thank you and good night.